Okay, we had to pause the show because we had
I got frightened.
a studio intruder. Roommates. We gotta warn them when we're doing a show.
We do. We have to have one of those on the air signs like they had on the Mary Tyler Moore
Yes!
show. Wouldn't that
On
be
air.
fabulous? On air. Uh-huh.
And then we thought maybe we'd take our show out to the porch.
It's a beautiful day.
If we're self-conscious to do it in front of roommates, a cafe doesn't really seem like a likely scene for us.
It doesn't. My living room might be okay.
Yeah.
If
We'll
there's
have to
nobody
plan
home.
that.
West works weekends.
Oh, good.
Sort of.
Sort of. What do you feel?
For this particular 15 minutes of the weekend. But,
Well, we'll plan it next time.
yeah.
Okay, so back to Jane Austen. So I've been on a huge Bronte's Austen kick. And I have to say, then last night I watched Miss Austen's Regrets.
Oh, you did? Not that? Not Sense and Sensibility.
Well, it was sensitive, and then they give you an extra CD.
Oh.
And it's about the life of Jane Austen. And there's two. There's the modern day Becoming Jane, very romantic with what's her name?
What's her name?
Anne Hathaway.
Yep, that was good.
That was so good and so sad. And most of her letters got burnt up, so we don't really know. Just a little construction in the back. But, you know, I didn't really like the Jane Austen Regrets because she's just she gets kind of cynical in the end.
Not like us.
No, older, a little cynical, but still witty. And then she falls for this younger man who falls for her niece, and she gets drunk one night. And it's just embarrassing to watch. It's like, oh, Jane. And then she dies. She gets sick and dies. And I think she gets sick and dies of loneliness and a broken heart, because that's kind of romantic I am.
Yeah.
Because I think that men and women, when they've been alone too long, they get weird. You know? They do. I see it. They get all kinds of weird quirks and schedules, and
They'll set in their ways.
Really set in their ways. That's why I just keep them marching in and marching out.
She has a rolling schedule. A rolling stone. Yeah, there's no moss.
Oh, God. I'm never lonely. Every few months, there's a new prisoner.
Captive.
Prisoner of war. I love that.
Just kidding. Oh, my God.
But I watched it, and I was traumatized. I cried because she was 40, and I'm 40.
That's it?
Yeah, but back then that was old. I mean, by 25, you're a spinster.
Right.
Were.
That's true.
I mean, this was the 1800s.
Good point.
Thank God we have lots of time.
You've got oodles of time.
No, by 50, you're considered kind of.
50 might be winding down a little bit.
Maybe
I'm
a
almost
spinster.
50.
Yeah, and you're not alone.
That's true. That's right.
You're
What are we
not.
talking about? I'm sorry. What was the thrust?
Being older and single forever.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not alone.
That's why you have to take a hostage once in a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you do. Because you never know to what end that hostage situation will take you.
Some of them turn out great.
That's right.
Some of them turn into a wedding party.
They do.
But at least you won't get all crazy. I mean, I think you need to keep reminding yourself how to... Like, I have roommates. I think it'd be really bad for me to live alone. Even though they're, all roommates are interesting.
That's true.
It would not be a good idea for me to live alone for years and years and years, plus be single. I'd wind up a wackadoo.
Yeah. I think my mom and I were talking about that. Like, the longer there is of single time,
that you get
the less amenable one becomes to sharing one's life with someone on a day-to-day basis.
Besides loving your hair.
Wiping his nose on my hair.
And then I have Clyde. But Clyde's not a big talker.
He's not saying a word.
He doesn't talk. He's a good listener.
Wish you guys could see his face.
I know. There, Clyde. How come we can't see his face? There's Clyde. Are you a good listener, Clyde? Are ya? Do you listen? He only knows words like park, walk. See, that's the only time he pays attention to me. Park, walk, when I try to share my feelings,
Shuts right down.
he just walks away.
Hides emotionally
What's
unavailable.
Yeah, what's in my food bowl? See, he's even yawning. He's already
He's
bored.
like, this is so boring.
These women are boring.
These women are boring, and I'm keeping a sharp eye on the time.
Yes, we have places to be.
I do.
People to meet.
Mm-hmm. Well, not if I have anything to say about that. Kate might have people to meet.
Elizabeth doesn't want to meet.
Yeah, I'm full.
Yeah, she doesn't like meeting people.
I don't want to meet anybody.
I don't really either.
Mm-mm.
So is that all we're going to say about Jane Austen? I've been on a roll, and the Bronte sisters, let me tell you.
A little darker.
Emily Bronte with Wuthering Heights, dark woman.
Yeah.
Dark woman. Did she ever get
They
married?
were a little more tortured. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. Well, at least by her one book. Is that the only book she put out? And then there's Charlotte, Charlotte Bronte with, that actually was good.
Jane Eyre. No,
Yes, it ended really well. It was so romantic. I watched the ending 5 times. But
it is a good one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if life were just like the movies.
It isn't.
I'm waiting for my Hollywood ending. I really am.
Okay.
I've even got the theme music picked out.
What is it?
Well, there's a few. One's a Y&T song.
How? I haven't even heard someone say Y&T for a long time. That's just super fantastic.
The older I get, the more I'm all for those big hair bands.
Fabulous.
I know. When I was younger, it was all the blues and Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong. And now that I'm 40, it's all about Y&T, Queensryche, White Snake.
You should come hang out at our house. Oh my God.
I become a teenager.
Just come across the street and hang out in rock and roll heaven. We'll slice of rock and roll heaven at my house.
So we're going to try to do a show every Sunday, and sometimes it'll be boring.
Like this one.
Because, yeah, this one is boring.
I know.
How did it turn out so stupid? Oh, because we were interrupted.
We got thrown off our game.
We are going to blame it all on the roommate. Yeah. Damn him. That might be the only good part of our show. So,
okay.
Are we done?
We are. We'll try.
We'll try to be more entertaining. Mm-hmm. You know, but if we have to do this every week, there are only so many things we can work up in the old brain. I mean, we've got jobs and stuff.
We have lives, people.
Yeah. We don't have time to think.